Hello, everybody. Good evening. So, I wanted to. Well, first. This is my first YouTube Live. Normally, I will be live on my Facebook page and my Facebook group, but I haven't been live yet on YouTube. So this is a new place for me. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight um, was processing. I'm going to take those off because all you can see is a reflection. Is processing. So as humans, we have our own ways of processing things, information, situations that have happened, um, conversations that you're in with people. They can be giving you information. You're trying to process it, and sometimes when stuff has happened in our day or we've witnessed something happen, there's been something maybe not quite go to plan at work or in a friendship. When something changes, there's new information, and that new information could be that you're learning something new, or there's new information because something's developed, something's changed. Somebody's injured, they can't do what they were doing before, and so there's new information to take on board about what we now need to do. Um, Somebody's ill, they can't come into work. There's all kinds of different situations where we're processing new information. And sometimes that can be really difficult for us. Some of us find it really difficult to process new information. Some can just process it like that, and we're on the new level or the new understanding. And I think it's really important that we all understand that everybody processes differently. So sometimes you'll be working with somebody or you're chatting to somebody and they're processing um, in a very different way. So they may not be understanding what it is you're talking about or what you're saying. And it can be very frustrating because sometimes we need to go quiet. Like I'm the sort of person that will talk with certain people through something to process. Then I'll just want to be quiet. I don't want it. I just want to sit with it in my head while I process it. And that can be while I'm processing maybe something that I've done, that I've created a problem somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to understand that. I need to look into that. It might be that I'm processing um, new information that's come, a new way that I need to do something. And sometimes it just takes us a while to process that. So I think it's really important that we understand everybody works in a different way. And so when somebody maybe isn't getting something that you're talking about, it's important to just take a little bit of time, maybe take a step back and allow that person the space to really absorb and take on what you're sharing with them and what you're doing, and give them the space to ask questions and to allow it to take the time it needs to take for that new information to land and then become effective. Because it's a little bit like planting a new seed, and you have to wait for that to become solid in the ground and then it can start to grow. And so, if we are too hurried and we don't allow that seed to plant and take root, we'll lose it. And it's the same when we're dealing with people in friendships or relationships. Um, we have to be aware of how we process things, and we have to allow other people to process it in the way that they need to process it. And then if you're in a relationship and you process in opposite ways, so one of you needs to talk it through and talk it through and talk it through and talk it through, and the other person needs to have peace and quiet and just not talk about it. You need to find a place where you can sort of meet in the middle a little bit so that you can both feel heard and you both get what you need, your requirements to process. Then processing is just us working out the information and feeling comfortable with it. So what is new information then becomes old information, becomes the comfort zone. So it's a little bit like you go and do something new and it pushes you out of your comfort zone. That's the same scenario when we're processing new information coming to us. And when I'm talking about new information, I'm talking about stuff that changes how life is right now, or changes the norm, changes the way that we do something, the processes that we take, um, the morning routine maybe that we have that we've now changed. For some people, that's really unsettling, and it can take quite a lot of time to process. And for other people, they slip straight into it. So, with all of that, it's so important to give that other person time, to show kindness to them, but also to you, and to understand what works for you. Because if you're doing what's right by you, you'll automatically do what's right by them, even if it doesn't feel it for them. So, processing, that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. If you've got any questions on processing, or want me to talk a little bit more deeply about it, then drop me a comment or a message, and I'll come back on and sort of discuss it a little bit more. So I will speak to you all again very soon, and take good care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves.